mate? JB.
Oh, JB, you can call me CJ then. How's that?
Okay. Well, that's too easy to know.
How's it going, mate? How you been going, all right?
Yeah, no, going good, brother. Like as the same as everyone else, had a bit of a think about it early on and thought, geez, it might be a bit stressful and, things might get a bit hard, but then had a reassessment and thought, geez, everyone's going to be in the same boat, eh? So,
absolutely.
So it is what it is, eh?
It is what it is, mate. Yeah, it's a crazy place we're in at the moment, stage of this particular pandemic, I suppose. But, guys, people are doing it tough,
Yeah, absolutely, brother. And I mean, I think that's the thing is that, like we've had all our work, I guess, either postponed or cancelled for now. And you need to reinvent yourself and find ways to be able to find new ways of doing things. So, and I guess that's what we've done in part is be able to do online stuff. And in particular, we've been doing a little bit with Queensland Health, So it's good, yeah.
Oh no, mate. It's I just think we just need to get that elephant out of the room, I suppose. It's what's happening to us now, and it is what it is, and we're all in the same boat. So, how are you coping at home, mate? Though, what's been? You there, Jack?
Look, I guess the good thing. Yeah, I'm here. You there?
Yeah, buddy, I'm here. So I'm still here. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
You're kind of going in and out a little bit. You go ahead.
Now?
Yeah. It just seems to be popping in. Oh, you're going good now, though.
All right. The good thing about being home, I mean, our third baby's when
yeah, I'm just wondering whether or not everyone can hear us. I'm looking at some comments at the moment, mate. You're for me, you sort of every second word's probably missed out. So, yeah, I'm just checking. Oh, you're going to go back out. Hold on, you'll come back in a minute. Hey, Alyssa, how are you? Up in Cairns, how's all the Cairnsites going? That's all home for me. Hope you're going well. Staying safe, staying away from everyone, staying home. It's good to have you on board. Alyssa, were you catching everything that JB was talking about, or were you getting every second word like me? No. Now my wife's on there somewhere, so let's have a look and see whether or not she's been able to catch all that. He's going to try and come back in. Bear with me, guys. It's been a bit of a crazy time, as we just spoke about. But, I'm catching up with Jack, mainly because he's a good mate of mine and I haven't seen him for quite a while. And, just to, I suppose, catch up and see what he's been up to, I guess, and let him know what I've been up to. And maybe he can draw some strength from some of that stuff. If it, whatever we're talk about here tonight, this afternoon, certainly resonates with you, go ahead and share it with, your mate, your partner, your husband, your wife. As he mentioned earlier, Jack said, look, it's we're all in the same boat. We're all in the same situation. And I guess, for me, it's here he is. He's coming back. See what happens. Hey, how's that, mate? Oh, that's better, mate. That's better. Yeah. No, that's all right, mate. I'm just saying that I've known you for a while now and just catching up about, what's happening, I suppose, in our lives. I know that for me, it's really kind of strange because, before COVID-19, I'd be going off to work and my wife would be going off to work and we wouldn't see each other till we got back that afternoon. But at the moment, it's 24/7, brother. It's, we're in the house, we're kind of in lockdown here. And as you know, like I love going for a bit of a walk in the morning. So that's not only a health thing, but also a social emotional thing as well for me. Yeah, 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 absolutely. And it was good because I hadn't seen anyone, in person for quite some time. Yeah, yeah. Oh, mm, yeah, absolutely. And hopefully, guys that are out there, I suppose, are dealing with it. I suppose the best way they can. I mean, look. I kind of, even though I've got my wife with me, other fellas are probably, have no one at home or whatever. And family's always good. And I guess doing something like this, catching up, mate, online, I think that's kind of, what do they say? It's the new norm or something now. So we're getting all techie with everything and, catching up with people online. And you also got, the phone to give people a call and see how they're going. I think in this time, I think it's all up to us to sort of everyone, I guess, to reach out and connect with family and friends. Even if it's just a yarn on the phone. Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it's kind of I suppose reminded us of all the hygiene stuff. We also, we need to make sure that we wash our hands, our face, everything. We have to be sort of make sure that we don't kind of spread this virus that's sitting around. So it's important that those health messages are really good. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know that your work and kind of my work, we need to be talking to people, I suppose. And well, like you say, prior to this virus happening, I guess we were, catching up face to face, and we'd do the handshakes and the hugs and all that sort of stuff. And it's very difficult not to be able to do that anymore. But I think also, you know, uh, it's that the body language stuff as well that you get when you're face to face with someone, and and others. It's really it kind of missed that sort of stuff. I think that things are changing, mate. I think I just watching the news before, and they said there was 0 cases of coronavirus. Yeah, today in Queensland. So, a good thing. I think we're trying to slow it down, but I don't know. By the news, I think our premier here in Queensland, she's pretty adamant that she's not going to relax anything at the moment. And great, that's great, I suppose. As long as she gets the medical advice to do that, that's fantastic. We can keep ourselves safe, friends and family. Yeah, Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, gee. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a bit of panic buying and stuff. They're trying to, stock up, I suppose. I don't know who said anything about toilet paper, but who who did that? Yeah, that's right. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, man, that's a long time ago. But yeah, I know. But I'm gladly they come to their senses, I suppose, and people realise that we're never going to run out of toilet paper, so that's good. But mate, what do you do? What do you do at home? I know that you said you've got a few projects. Or what are you doing this week? Yeah, yeah,
With Queensland Health at the moment around delivering some workshops for some of the staff there at Indigenous Health here on the Gold Coast. So yeah, around this sort of stuff about looking after yourself, about a little bit of meditation there that Lisa's been delivering, and also resilience. So talking about how resilient our people are really. So
yeah, mate. Yeah, well, there's some good little messages there, mate. I mean, looking after yourself, I suppose, doing those things you like doing. For me, I'm also catching up on a few little things that I've said that I put off for many years. And actually, I picked up a book today and I started reading, so which is pretty good for me. And so I'm into chapter 2 at the moment. So I reckon I think there's about 18 chapters. So in 18 days, I'll tell you what the book was.
you're right.
Hey, how's that sound?
You're right then, eh?
But it's
And you've been getting out there walking a bit though, Charlie, and
yeah, I love me walk. Since moving down here down the Goldie, I'm on the beach most mornings. I try to do that religiously, I guess. And there's a little coffee shop halfway down the road. So where I caught up with you, mate, that was really good. And, I tend to pull up there on the way back for a coffee, and then I come back home and start my day. So it's kind of those little things that you can look at. I reckon for me, this is what my wife and I talked about. Is said, well, we can sit here and watch the news and be kind of disillusioned by the whole thing, or we can actually do something while this is on. Come out the other end, maybe 3 months, 6 months down the track, where we want to be. So whether that be lifestyle, I guess, whether we want to get ourselves healthy. So what we're eating is something that we're concentrating on, trying to do the right thing. And lose some weight, of course. That exercise every morning, that'll help as well. But then also catching up on a number of things.
yeah, absolutely.
Got a bit of study to do as well. So great time to be doing it right now. Besides working as well, I'm still working from home, doing a fair bit of work, putting some stuff together for my project, which is around men's health. So I'm keeping myself kind of busy. But also, I'm finding that I can also have a break and pick up some stuff at night. You know what I mean? So it's kind of flexible, and it's quite enjoy it actually. Rather than heading into work, spending that 8 to 5 full on, and then come home and have a break. I'm sort of doing it pretty flexibly. Yeah.
It's probably a good point you make though, Charlie. Like I think and we have a few people that we've spoken to is like from working from home, they've actually struggled a little bit because of the the no idea of time and that sort of stuff, and then even going back to work, like in the late afternoon, and you've got tasks to do and this and that, whereas you probably wouldn't be doing that, if you're in that office space. But and I think we spoke a little bit about this earlier, like this morning when we called up, was this was probably the way that organisations are going to probably go in the future. Like
absolutely, yeah, mate, yeah.
Like the less costs and those sort of things, and all the HR stuff and that. But like we do have to absolutely look after ourselves in this time and in the future as well. And that's not about being greedy or anything like that. That's about being able to say, like we do need to look after ourselves, and then everything else falls into place after that.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Yeah, I think so. And I agree with you there. And I we talked about this a bit earlier about how, it's changing the way we do work, changing the way a lot of organisations are working. I mean, yesterday I got a call from Prince Charles Hospital for a bit of a telehealth thing, and so usually I'd be at the I'd be travelling to the hospital. I'd probably sit in the waiting room for about an hour plus. And then, meanwhile, my car's parked in the car park, clocking up the meter, if you like, and eventually I'll get into Sam, and I'll probably be, probably $30, $40 worse off than.
Not cheap, brother.
Yeah, so great way now. I think hopefully those types of things will stay. I know that the organisation I work for, the Institute for Urban Indigenous Health, they're doing the same thing. They're doing that telehealth stuff. Yeah. You don't need to go to the the clinics if you need to ring first, and there's a lot of whole screening process before you actually get in to see a doctor if you need to see a doctor.
Absolutely,
they'll do it online. I think you can. They're even doing 715s. The health check.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The same way. So
how do we get our free shirt when we do the 715s? If it's online, brother.
Oh, no, mate. That's going to be after. They might send you a picture of it, eh? I don't know. I'm sure you'll get one, brother. You go.
Yeah.
But I think that's it, and it's going to, the world's changing, I suppose, and some things we're going to be doing over the next 3 to 6 months as an organisation, or even as as individuals, are going to change the way we do things, and
absolutely, brother.
Yeah, so it's pretty well. We use it as a time to sort of reinvent ourselves or catch up on a lot of old things that we used to do. There's some of the things I love doing is genealogy. I love looking at doing some research. So I'm doing a bit of that as well. My wife and I, we love traveling, but that's not going to happen now. So and I think you do a bit of traveling too around the place.
Oh, well, that's our passion too, brother. And I guess that we're lucky enough to be able to, like with our work, we get to travel around Australia and work with our mobs right across. Two big ones we had for this year were like going to Alice and then working in 4 communities there, and then just after that going to the Kimberleys to finish off what we started last year. So look, I mean, it's postponed for the moment, and rightly so. We want to stop this virus in its tracks. But we're just so blessed with what we are able to do with our work that it's amazing. It's amazing the people we get to work with, and it's amazing the stories you hear. So I guess we love hearing people's stories, and I guess that's what it's about. You know what I mean? So
mate.
And the hero as well that happened.
Absolutely, we all got a story, eh? So and I think that was the beauty of it, I guess, and that's how we get to know people, I guess. That's especially with the work we do, I guess. I think I'm no different to you, Jack, and Lisa. But I've crossed paths with you a number of times on different places and different projects and conferences and all that sort of stuff. And you do a great job around the place. And hopefully when this all blows over, we can reunite with those communities.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the thing too, brother. I mean, as you said, you're like us. We love to be with people. We love to work with people. we've been able to find a way, which, as I think I said before, we did our first online little workshop last week with Queensland Health, thanks to Mr. Browning at Indigenous Health here on the Gold Coast. And look, it was fantastic. I mean, it was really different for us because of we normally have that personal contact and be able to, you know, like see people really clearly in our group and all that sort of stuff. But it's actually, you know, like before you spoke about choice, and this is what it's about, Charlie. It's about being able to go, okay, so we're going to sit at home and do nothing, or are we going to reinvent ourselves and try and do something that's probably, you know, a little bit different to what we normally do, you know? So
yeah, and I think they're kind of key little tips, I suppose, for people that are at home listening in. I suppose today, us both having a bloody a chat. You know, it's all about, you know, some of the things you can do, you know, while maintaining your hygiene as well. And you know, if you've got things that you know, like sometimes I find things to do that I not necessarily you know, set out to do. So which is good. I like I'm kind of the cook of the house here, and so
beautiful.
I always, you know, and always cook, and I love doing that. So a few little things like one of the things on my bucket list is cooking a cake. I've never cooked a cake.
Oh, okay.
And on doing that. So
well, I'm gonna hold you to that, brother. After this is all over, I'm gonna me and Lisa are going to come around and enjoy that cake with you. So.
Yeah, by that time I should have it down pat. It might be bloody 6 months' time, but give that a bell, you know. And the other thing I've been thinking about doing is, you know, every now and then I'd write something, you know, and I'd write something of a moment or something that happened in my past, and I'll write it all down. Now I've got all those bits and pieces of stories all over the place, so I wanted to bring it together and see what it turns out like, whether it's worth, you know, we can call it a book, if you like, or whether it's, you know, an autobiography or whatever it might be. So I'm thinking about, you know, I'm seriously thinking about doing some of that sort of thing, you know, and well, we've got some time. We've all got some time to do that, I suppose. So like me now picking up a book to read, and like I said, in 18 days, I'll have that done.
That's right.
But, you know, it's those little things. If we can just change some little things in our lives that help to make this time pass as comfortably as we can make it, that's the best thing, you know. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
As you say, brother, we've got the time and we have got the choice. Whether we think we've got the choice or not, we have got choice here, you know. So we can wallow in our sorrows, or we can go, I'm going to try and do something else, you know what I mean? And it might be just, you know, reading a chapter a day of a book, might be doing those things, you know, but we have got hope. This is the beautiful thing that we need to be talking about, is that we've all got hope. Even just that glimmer of hope, because, you know, like if we think about people that haven't got hope, what are we? We're hopeless, aren't we?
No, that's right, brother. Yeah.
And I think that all of us, you know, like working together and doing these things together, we can do this. We've got this, you know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely, bro. Yeah, and I think I've got to say, JB, that you know, you've got Lisa and I've got my wife Michelle, and I'm sure a lot of fellas have got their spouses and their girlfriends and their wives with them, and I think it's, you know, it's a good time to sort of, you know, a little bit closer, I suppose, and appreciate each other, because I think that if you're stuck in at home and you know, you're not having a good time of it, it can get a bit toxic, I suppose. So just got to start to remember that people in your life love you. And,
yeah, absolutely.
And that you know, and you know, and I think that this might be. I always think there's a reason behind everything, and one of the reasons for me is actually, you know, to reignite that sort of, you know, relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because we're together 24/7, just about. You know, well, everyone is, I suppose. Everyone's in the same boat, so. It's a time that you can, you know, do some crazy things. I see a lot of funny things happening on Facebook, you know, and that stuff where everyone's getting dressed up, taking out their bins in the morning or whatever. I just laugh. I said, "Oh my God," and there's guys singing songs and all sorts of things. They pick up the guitar and away they go, and they're recording lives. And I'm thinking, wow, this guy probably would never ever done that.
Yeah, and I think that's beautiful, Charlie. I mean, and that's
Yeah.
something we talked about before, about reconnecting, whether it's reconnecting with ourselves. You talked about relationships before. So, and it's the whole thing about, whether it's the relationship with your partner or even just the relationship with yourself,
Yeah,
reevaluating where you need to reconnect with ourselves.
absolutely, mate. Yeah. Which sort of brings me, I suppose, to this week. It's Monday, mate, and we've got a few things to do. So I'm going to give you another call on Friday, probably around, I don't know, 2 o'clock or something on Friday afternoon. So we can then get that out of the road and we can sort of have a good weekend. But some of the goals, what is the one thing you want to get accomplished this week?
Some more masters, I think. Look, I've been really struggling with this over the last couple of years, and I think this opportunity with being made stay at home and that sort of stuff is really giving me the opportunity to think, do I want to do this or do I not want to do this? And I do want to do it because I think it's a good topic. It's on fatherhood. Using the first 1,000 days model of care. You know what I mean? So
Wow.
our lads want as fathers. So I think it'd be really helpful in the end to some of our lads. And not just our lads, but everyone. So.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. What a fantastic.
What about yours, brother?
Hey?
What about yours?
I'm not cooking a cake, mate, this week. I'll let you know if I do on Friday, but maybe I'll put my mouth on my foot now. I'll put my mouth and said, maybe I have to do it. But anyway, look, yeah, mate, look, I've got a little bit of work to do for the organisation, but I think one of the things that I'm doing is I'm doing a Cert 4 in life coaching. So
nice.
I want to knock a fair bit of that off as well, get that done. I've also, I've been doing a lot of stuff with the hospitals at the moment. So I don't know, mate. You might remember I've had prostate cancer 2.5 years ago. So I've checkups and stuff. So I want to be able to do some of that. And at the moment, I'm also reconnecting with family. So online, just saying hello, how you going, what's going on, and keeping in touch that way. So yeah, it's kind of, beforehand I wouldn't have worried much about it, but now I'm kind of, must reconnect with family and say, how you going? Most of my mob are up in Cairns there where Alyssa is from, up in Cairns, and I just want to make sure, they're okay, just see how they're going, what they're doing, and let's reassure them that we're okay as well.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Yeah. But I think that's the thing too, brother. Look, and we need to, talk about it. It's about celebrating what we're doing well. I mean, we're going to hear about all the negative stuff that's going on, but I think a lot of what's left out is the absolute celebration of what our fellas and our girls are doing well. Where it is. I mean, there's little pockets everywhere where there's little programs going on and that sort of stuff. We need to be celebrating that and patting each other on the back and patting ourselves on the back if we're doing something well, So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right there, mate. And I think that you can get caught up in all the media hype and in fact, we don't watch the news much these days. We'll probably watch it once during the day. Because it gets pretty depressing. The news. There's some really good bits in it, but most of the time it's I would imagine around about 80% of the time it's all negative stuff. So stop watching the news, get out there, go for a walk, whether it's in a park, down the street and back, around the block. Those little things that you can start doing, and also sit down and have a yarn with your family. Sit down and have a talk to your kids and stuff and that sort of thing, whether it's online or in person. If you're living all together, I think I think we need to do that. But as you mentioned, mate, like celebrating as well those little things that the positive things that are coming out of this time.
And I think what you said there too, Charlie, like it really is about, getting out there, go for a walk, because you can still do that, like you can go out,
Yeah,
have a run, do whatever you need to do.
yeah.
Go and sit on the ground, and people know what they need to do to ground themselves, and I think it's really important, coming for us to be able to get through this is for people to be able to ground themselves. So, it might be, walking along the beach, sitting in the forest, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. People know what they need to do. So,
Well, yeah, I must say, mate, it's kind of like, because we are now in close quarters, we're 24/7 all together. You need to have some time alone as well.
absolutely.
So, it's that walk that'll do it. That's what I do it for. It's not. Well, it's all or everything, I suppose. It's also health and fitness, but it's kind of for social, emotional well-being. And I find some people like to meditate and do all that sort of stuff. I just love walking because that's what sort of centers me.
Charlie,
Eh?
it's about their reflection time, So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you need some time for yourself, and don't beat yourself up too much, I reckon.
100%. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's probably one other thing that I just want to touch on what you said before. Like some people living alone, and think about those fellas and girls that are actually on their own, that haven't got anyone else, because like we're lucky, we've got our partners and our family and that sort of stuff. So if you think of someone that's living alone and might be doing a little bit tough, give them a ring. FaceTime them. It'll be fantastic to be able to learn new skills like this, and that's exactly what we're doing, Charlie, is learning new skills like this. And it's something new to me. So
yeah, we did a pretty good job first game, mate. This is a new program for me, and it's the first time I'll get together and chat with you, and so hopefully, look, we're going to be doing this again.
Yep.
This Friday, so Friday afternoon, probably 2:00.
Yep.
Post up about that, and we'll just check in with Jack and myself and see how we're going. If you're listening to us, if you're having a think about the things we've been talking about, certainly set some goals for yourself. Certainly have some time for yourself as well, and do all the don't beat yourself up. Think about all the good things, Yeah.
And I guess the other thing too is if you've got any questions, Charlie's full of knowledge. You'll be able to answer them all for you.
Thanks, mate.
I've
got actually. I don't know whether I've got a question here. Looking good, guys. I'm Johnny. Come lately, I got caught up on the phone. There's a few on. There's a few on there, mate. And what we'll do is this will stay on my feed, but Jack will share it on his.
Yeah.
And look, if you've got a question or two, or if something resonates with you guys that you've heard us talking about, us babbling on about.
Yeah.
And feel free to share it with your friends, your family, your husband. Just share it up on your Facebook page. We would love you guys to share what we talked about. We'll be back again next week. I'm going to say, Jack, you got one more thing to say before we head off.
Even if someone's got something that they might want us to have a yarn about, like on Friday, let us know so we can certainly put it in the agenda. Today we just wanted to come on and have a bit of a yarn and see how it went. So look, we'd love to do that, and it's been an absolute pleasure, Charlie.
Good to catch up, mate. Good to catch up, and I know that I second that bloody that suggestion. I guess it's if you've got a question for us, put it in the feed, put it in the comments. We'll certainly get back to you on Friday about that. And who knows, maybe someone on the feed or on who's listening has got an answer for us as well. So, great. All right, guys, have a great week, mate. Have a good week. I'll check up with you about that study you're doing, see how you're going. I might have a cake. I don't know. If I do,
okay.
It's okay. So that's a bit of a challenge for me. So, all the best, everyone. Stay safe. Stay, clean. I guess. Stay home. But also do it in a way that we need to be probably looking at 6 months, I think.
Yeah.
And
make sure you look after yourself and look after your family, and then everything else will fall in place. So try and be as gentle on yourself as you can. Don't be too hard.
All right.
Over and out, brother. Well done.
Great stuff, mate. I'll
Yeah.
catch up with you.
No
Okay.
worries.
Yeah, have a great week. You and Lisa, have a great week.
You and Michelle as well.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
No worries, brother.
Cheers, mate. See
See
ya.
you, brother.